Welcome, one and all, to the infamous child episode. We've seen other great superhero shows be beaten by child episodes. Dare we demand less of Be a Clown? Be a Clown is said to be the worst, if not one of the worst Joker episodes in Batman the Animated Series. For the most part, I have to agree, but I do like this episode more than The Last Laugh. This episode is about Mayor Hill, at least until we meet his son, Jordan, and the episode goes almost completely into his perspective. The big problem here is that I don't find either one of them sympathetic. Mayor Hill doesn't put enough effort into spending time with his son doing the things he likes, such as magic tricks, and Jordan is stupid enough to run away with the Joker. Even the Joker at first seems angry that Jordan followed him, as if he never believed Jordan would be stupid enough to follow his advice. Of course, Jordan doesn't know it's the Joker because he's disguised himself as a birthday clown called Jekyll the Clown for his party. But wasn't he ever taught not to go anywhere with strangers? The stranger could be a dangerous person, or in this case, the freaking Joker! Alright, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. This episode begins with a decent idea where Mayor Hill says he vows to make Gotham City as safe as his own mansion, and the Joker can't resist proving him wrong. An interesting episode could have been made out of the Joker constantly torturing the mayor, but we actually already have an episode like that, which would be the Joker's Favor, except there the Joker terrorizes an average man. Anyway, the Joker tries to blow up the partygoers using a stick of dynamite, disguising it as a sparkler candle. Before he puts the dynamite candle on the cake, the Joker says that his last trick is, quote, pure dynamite. How does no one at the party get suspicious when he says that? It sounded like he said it loud enough for people to hear, and Bruce is able to figure out it's dangerous just by looking at the Joker logo on the candle. It's as if no one at the party has ever seen news coverage of the Joker on TV. I do really like how Bruce saves everyone by using his Bruce Wayne persona and pretending to be clumsy by tripping and knocking the cake into the pool before it blows up. I always really like it when Kevin Conroy plays Bruce Wayne as being less capable than everyone thinks he is. It's also very amusing to see Bullock eating a slice of cake after the explosion, though I'm not sure where he got it since the cake blew up. Since the episode mostly follows Jordan hanging out all with the Joker, it makes me wonder, what does the Joker do all day? Does he just sit in his chair watching TV? Does he practice magic tricks all day, like using a trick sword? I'm also a bit confused about how the Joker views kids. Before the dynamite blows up, he tells the kids to get lost since the dynamite trick is for the grown-ups. Does that mean he doesn't mind letting kids live? I get that this is an animated series that's part of children's programming, but I didn't know the Joker had the smallest amount of decency to draw the line at blowing up the kids at the party too. As the episode progresses, Jordan gets more and more unsettled being around the Joker until he tries to kill Batman in a water tank. When Jordan tries to save Batman, Joker stops him and takes off his Gecko mask. One thing I will give this episode points for is that the Joker is more threatening than he has been in previous episodes. An example of effectively using Jordan's perspective is when he's running away from the Joker as he's tapping the fence with his cane. Batman gets very little to do this episode, even though he is genuinely concerned with Jordan's safety. Perhaps the episode would have been more effective if it had followed Batman mostly rather than Jordan, so we could be more engaged in the episode and have more drama in trying to find Jordan. Instead, we have to follow a kid who stupidly chose to follow the Joker. By the way, I should briefly mention the Bat Magic line. This is the first Joker episode I saw, so I can't bring myself to absolutely hate that line. I know many people don't like the "get ready for a little bat magic." I know people don't like that line, and I'm not going to say it's a good line. I'm probably going to say it's a bad line, but I don't hate it. I actually find it amusing. So, yeah, I don't really hate the bat magic line. All Batman does here is fight Joker and save Jordan. The scene where Batman tells Gordon to trust him would have been more effective if they had brought more to the forefront that Jordan was always taught that Batman was a villain. It is said in a few places, but if he was shown to be more fearful of Batman when just talking about him, there would have been much more suspense at the end whether Jordan can trust Batman. To be fair, if he hadn't trusted Batman, he would have died, but then I don't think we needed the whole roller coaster crash at the end. At least when Jordan returns home, both him and his father learn not to repeat the same mistakes as before. If this misfortune doesn't give Jordan an intensely scarring fear of clowns, nothing will. As much as I've complained about this episode, the Joker is so much fun to watch, and Mark Hamill delivers every single line of dialogue he gets perfectly, and kept this episode from being tough to watch. He gets to play Joker with more voices, and he plays at being a party clown. As the Joker progresses and Jordan gets taken more aback by the Joker, Mark Hamill's performance gets crazier and more threatening, which really adds to that effect. The Joker gets plenty of great lines, like when Batman is able to free himself from the straitjacket in the water tank, and he says, "They don't make straitjackets like they used to. I should know." And also when he reveals his dynamite candle, and one of the kids says, "What's that?" "It's a birthday candle, Einstein. Except this one blows you out." I also like that the Joker has no henchmen, and the final fight on the roller coaster is a straight-up fist fight. Sometimes Joker just gets pummeled by Batman, but I do like it when Joker shows that his insanity actually makes him an unpredictable combatant. By the way, the Joker's scream as he gets knocked off the roller coaster is awesome. The animation this episode is not terrible, but it's not good. The drawing and animation probably is the weakest it's been so far, except for Christmas with the Joker. Though the animation is pretty weak this episode, it's nowhere near as bad as we're going to get in later episodes of the second box set, such as The Mechanic and episodes like that. The animation gets much worse in later episodes, but later episodes still have great animation. This is one of the few places in Batman the Animated Series where I got an almost exact feeling from the 1989 movie when Batman is chasing the Joker up a spiral stairs. That looked a lot like Tim Burton's aesthetic, which I'm not sure is a good thing, but whatever. The musical score of this episode is very good, but it's noticeably weaker than previous episodes where the score is just phenomenal, like in On Leather Wings and Nothing to Fear. There are two scenes where I did feel that the music really jumped out at me that was very good. At the beginning when Batman takes down two criminals, and when the Joker takes Batman's fortune and says, "You're gonna love this." Overall, this is a weak episode, but I wouldn't say it's a bad episode, mostly due to Mark Hamill delivering a great performance. I'm going to give Be a Clown a 3 out of 5. I enjoyed this episode more than The Last Laugh, but I rated it the same because Be a Clown has more weaknesses than The Last Laugh. So, yeah, this was a pretty quick review. Good episode. If you want to watch, Joker being cool and funny and whatever. But, other than that, don't watch this episode. It's not bad, because, Mark Hamill's awesome. So next week I am going to review Two-Face. We have reached our first two-parter episode. And two-parter episodes will only be done in one video. I'm not going to make a separate video for each part. I will, in that one video, talk about the differences between those two parts. Like, for example, when I do Robin's Reckoning, I will say part 1 is better than part 2, and I shall explain why. But two-parters are generally one story. They're supposed to be one complete story. That's just longer than any regular episode. So yeah, two-parters will only be one video, though the two-parter videos will probably be much longer, or at least a little longer than my regular reviews. But yeah, so this one was pretty short. I thought I'd have more to say on it, but Be a Clown is just an okay episode. So anyway, I hope to see you next week for that Two-Face review, which is going to be very cool because Two-Face's origin in Batman the Animated Series is very interesting. Though my favorite will always be The Long Halloween. So anyway, thanks for watching, and goodbye.